Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Nemesis Rose Gallery #1. This is a new book from Dark Horse Comics. This is Mark Millar's moved over his Nemesis and some of his books over to Dark Horse because as you might have seen, the last event from this was not published by this same publisher. But let's talk about the creative team. Of course, this is written by Mark Millar with art by Valerio Giangiordano, colors by Lee Lorridge, letters by Clem Robbins. You'll see some really cool covers at the end of the video. And of course, Nemesis, created by Mark Millar and Steve McNiven. So, if you missed out on the big game crossover event, where it was pretty much all of Millarworld's properties being combined into this gigantic event, you may want to go read that. It is not necessary reading, but you may want to go read that. I thought it was a fun event overall, and I'm not super caught up with everything that Mark Millar's and Millarworld's been putting out. So, in this issue, Millarworld and Dark Horse Comics are proud to present the debut of a brand new arc of the best-selling thriller Nemesis. Now, I've never read any of the original Nemesis, but even then, you really very immediately get who the character is supposed to be. So, immediately following the events of the smash hit Big Game, which, if you haven't read it, there'll be some spoilers here. Nemesis lies broken and destroyed, but hell-bent on vengeance against every single person who wronged them. The bloody fireback begins here as he marshals together a plan for the ages. Boy, what a plan. But of course, first things he's got to do is rebuild, re-evolve, right? He's broken, he's battered, he's bruised. So he needs to put pieces in motion to one of the interesting things about a character like Nemesis is that you can never give him any room, right? He's definitely like this sociopath, like it's like a sociopathic version of Batman. You can't, so he's willing to cross the lines that even Batman wouldn't, which is really interesting because, of course, his outfit is all white. And there's a lot of, if you read, there's a Nemesis Reloaded series that you can read prior to the big game event as well. Leads right up into that. So yeah, it looks like Nemesis is going to be a character that Millarworld just kind of wants to go back and revisit, and I think it's because he is a interesting character to follow. He's crazy. It's cool. There's a lot of violence that he dispatches out in his series. So let's take a look at some of the preview art because I'm not too familiar with Giangiordano's work, but it really works. It's very different from the last time I saw. The last couple of artists have been Jorge Jimenez and Pepe Larraz, and this is definitely very different from that. It's a lot darker, a lot grittier. It's not as stylized. It definitely feels a little bit more grounded, which makes sense, though, for the tone of the book, because Nemesis is grounded himself. He's not being this outlandish character that's going around blowing buildings up or whatever. He's stuck in this bed for now. He's being taken care of by a nurse. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. Like I said, very dark tone. But then, of course, there's always a plan in motion, right? Somebody comes in to kill him, and he is always, of course, ready for that. Even then, he has some help from the outside. So, yeah, this series, if you're a Nemesis fan, I think you're going to enjoy this. If you've never read Nemesis, like I said, I definitely recommend you check out the previous series, the Reloaded and Big Game, because you can kind of see the arc of the character, but it's not necessary. You can just jump on here and then kind of catch up, because this book will bring you up to speed with who this character is supposed to be. So other than that, there's really not a lot of lore that you need or that is required for this book. So I think Millarworld and Dark Horse knew that you have to keep inviting people into this world throughout all these series. So if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe. Take a look at some of the variant covers that you can see for this at the end of the video. And stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.